we had maybe 20 chicks hatch out in the last few days. One of them turned out to be pretty lame. It walks around eating other chickies' poop. Doesn't want to eat the food. It's barely walking around. It looks, well, sick. So, your decision right now as a chicken farmer is to either call that one or raise a lamo that will inevitably lay eggs that hatch out more lamo chickies. The vegan solution to that is to take the lame chickie, put it in a sanctuary, keep it alive by any means necessary, and, well, let all the other ones die. Obviously, they won't say that, but that is the logical conclusion of their ideology. Have a bit of a sore throat, but maybe I'll make a video about not getting sick on the carnivore diet. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. I said it before in other videos a long time ago, but I'm gonna say it again. I didn't go carnivore, and my version of carnivore is not like what anyone really suggests, right? It's my own version. I do eat some plants, right? I love milk. Mostly processed, fermented, right? Anyway, I didn't do it for health because, like I said, I thought I was perfectly healthy. At least my diet wasn't contributing to whatever little problems I might have had. I wanted to do this because, well, I saw this guy Sv3rige with his crazy ass and his crazy videos, and I thought to myself, well, he's doing this and raw at that, and he's still alive. And he looks alright. I mean, he looks better than he did before, so whatever he was doing before this is better now. So that piqued my interest, and I decided to do it because, well, we raise animals, and growing plants is so much harder. Growing plant foods requires so many more resources, something that obviously the vegan is completely unaware of. It's so much more taxing on you and the environment. Animals, not saying it's easy, but it's not as difficult. You don't need as many resources anyway. That's why I decided to eat mostly meat because, well, we can produce it, and if I could literally feed myself, then fuck yeah, right? And I never really liked plants unless they're processed, salted heavily with butter on them, right? So I decided to go carnivore and see what happens. But as I was doing this and, you know, suffering my keto flu, I was having second thoughts. And just off the bat, I was having second thoughts, not knowing if this is the right thing to do. So then I found Sv3rige Tufano's channel, and, well, I mean, yeah, he's a weird-looking guy, plastic surgery and all, and he's got some, you know, like, look, I don't care about his sexual orientation, but, like, I'm a country boy, if you will. At least at this point in my life. And, you know, he's a city boy. We're not going to see eye to eye on a lot of things. And a lot of what he does, colloquially, you know, is gay, weak, effeminate, whatever you want to call it. If you like that, hey, that's you. I don't respond to that very favorably. I see it as weak and feminine. But that didn't stop me from listening to what he had to say about the diet, just like Sv3rige's craziness and ludicrous self-refuting worldview didn't stop me from listening to what he had to say about meat. But unlike a lot of you little influential or easily influenced, rather, boys out there who can't tell the difference between reality and virtual reality. I'm not on here looking for role models. I'm not on here looking for heroes. I'm just here to share information and learn. That's all. And again, I have a pretty good filter. So, Sv3rige put the idea in my head because a lot of what he was saying was logical, at least when it came to the food. And then Sv3rige Tufano, with his sanity, albeit quirky and metro, right? Well, he gave me the courage to keep doing it. He convinced me that what I'm doing is correct because he broke it down so much better and in more detail, and I found the information valuable. Regardless of the fact that he's kind of weird looking, narcissistic, and, you know, puts fucking creams on his face. You know what I mean? Like, Daphne, and I don't mean to say she's manly at all. Not at all. Don't get me wrong. But, like, she got more balls than Sv3rige Tufano. I mean, she's just slathers straight bacon on her face, and it's working. You know what I mean? I don't know what Tufano is doing, to be honest, but, you know. You know, yeah, if it's a woman doing the whole cosmetic thing, I see that as different, okay? That's just me. You could call me whatever you want to call me. This is just how I operate, right? But let me take another sip of coffee. The thing that I found the most disturbing about the whole situation is that, again, a lot of people out there don't seem to recognize that there's a difference between real life and this virtual reality online. That's not real life. Whatever Frankie or Gatis are doing, that doesn't affect you. How? How does it affect you? You don't have to watch. You don't have to pay attention. Whatever you think Gatis is doing to the people in his life, mistreating them, how does that impact your life? How? If you truly care about, let's say, Luna or some of the people around him, then why aren't you trying to contact those people privately and, you know, talk to them? Why aren't you trying to contact Sv3rige and have a conversation with him? Do you really care about what's going on? Or are you just on here virtue signaling, saying how awesome you are because they bad? Huh? What's going on here? Are you really helping? Now look, I know that I'm fully aware of that people who don't understand what I'm trying to do are going to criticize me and say that I'm doing exactly what they are. Sv3rige and Sv3rige Tufano, just adding to the drama, right? Even though I'm asking for the drama to stop, telling them to stop acting like, you know, I mean, they do what they want, ultimately, but it's just, I don't know. It's cringeworthy, okay? But for you guys to just like automatically jump this or that guy's dick because some damsel in distress expressed some opinion about the man. So you gotta go white knight for her. I mean, how do you know? I'm not saying what you believe. Be honest with yourself and everybody else. How do you know what's true and what isn't? You don't. I'm not saying that there's no truth to her story at all. I've never said that. Some of you guys really need to pay attention. But at the same time, how do you know she's not embellishing it? Anyway, most of you guys seem to get it. But there's still a strong contingent of people who just, like, seem to have a difficult time differentiating between what's real and what isn't. So, if you truly think that Luna's in danger, right? And I wrote an email a while ago to Sugar Rotted My Teeth because he started to talk about or make videos about Sv3rige and, you know, how he's a bad character and all that other stuff. As if like no one ever watched his videos. I mean, as if you never heard him disrespect his supposed friends live on camera, say all kinds of nasty things. I mean, were you there? Maybe. Telling him that he's being a dick and disrespectful to these people like I was? Yeah, I know my comment got deleted and maybe yours did as well. I wasn't running to my channel to expose him, right? I left him a comment. That's no way to talk to your friends. Like, what are you doing, dude? I appreciate your dietary advice, but your worldview it doesn't make any sense, right? I got these little boys running around, these little boys that fell in love with Sv3rige, all right? Because they started following his dietary advice and all of a sudden felt so much better than ever before, right? So you fell in love with the guy because he gave you something that worked and you ignored all the rest, right? And now because it's fashionable to jump all over him, oh, now you're virtue signaling how awesome and amazing you are because you're not like him. Did he did he snub you or something? Was he rude to you? Did he erase your comment? What are you so butthurt about? Did you finally grow up just a little bit and realize that, well, this isn't real life maybe? That maybe you shouldn't have put all your faith in this one person simply because some little thing about him was right, correct, and it worked for you? You ignored all the rest? Somehow, because I'm trying to be rational and trying to get these guys to, like, not that they would listen to me anyway, but, you know, calm the hell down. Stop acting like a bunch of little girls. Couple of little girls, you know what I mean? Just because I'm not outright taking this or that guy's side, and I'm criticizing and giving credit to both. Somehow, I'm a coward because I'm scared of Sv3rige when I told him that if I commented on his video, you know, at least once, that if he talked to me like that, like he's talking to one of his friends right there, he would get curb stomped. And that him talking about whether his friend liked the taste of his sperm was disgusting and gay as fuck, right? What, do I need to run and make a video about that? Really? Would that make me brave? You're a fucking little twat, kid, and you know who I'm talking to. Get lost. Just because your idol turned out to be something he ain't, well, that just shows us how fucking dumb you are that you couldn't have seen that coming. And the same goes for Ali. You gotta go hang out with this weirdo. There are clear signs of issues there, right? Like how, and maybe it's just because you guys are kids. And you think that, like, everything you see on TV is, I don't know what. I don't understand younger generations. I really don't. But just because you the fool who can't see the shit from a mile away, just because you're naive, emotional, and impulsive, and you just go from one extreme to the next, that doesn't mean that someone who's more centered, more of a centrist in this case here, that doesn't mean that I'm a coward. It doesn't mean that I'm brave either. It just means that you never saw it coming. And, you know, you're just having a knee-jerk reaction, whether it's this way or that way. You're just impulsive and dumb as fuck. Right? But hey, you still got time. So, you know, when Sugar Rotted Your Teeth made those videos talking about Luna and how he's in danger. I thought he truly cared, right? So I wrote him an email in private thanking him for bringing this to people's attention, while at the same time letting him know that Sv3rige's activity, there are positive things there too. I've said this a few times before. I know people personally in real life who turn their life around and they're happy for it, taking his dietary advice. Now, I'm not saying it's gonna work for them forever, but you know, they're better now than they were before, vegetarian or vegan, or simply being scared of meat. So there's, you know, all I'm saying is that there are positives and negatives there, and I'm aware of both, always have been. While some of you little boys who are upset because I'm not on your side, because I don't dick ride like you do, and then hate when I realize that I'm a dick rider, to try to, you know, bring some balance, even though you're really just throwing the shit even further out of whack or in complete opposite direction. Just because I ain't like you, that doesn't mean I'm wrong. And just because you're getting mad because I ain't like you, that means that you're a bigot. Alright? When Primal Edge Health had Sv3rige on, and then some months ago I was talking to him. This is just me talking to him. Him not saying anything, right? Or whatever. You don't know what he said. But I said to him, you know, when you said to Sv3rige, if he's around these parts, to come visit, I hope you weren't serious. Offering him, you know, a place to stay or something along those lines, right? I hope you weren't serious, because I don't think that would be a good idea, right? But I didn't run out there and make a video about that. You know what I mean? I didn't try to make a whole bunch of drama out of this shit. There's a way to deal with this stuff. If you really truly care about Sv3rige or just the people around him, fuck him, right? Why aren't you contacting these people privately? You actually think that exposing them, right? And sugar rotted my teeth. Like, I thought he started out alright, but now he's calling Luna dumb and attacking her too. It's like, at first you seem to care about her, but now you're insulting her. Were you just attracted to her and hoping she'd be your girlfriend, not his? And when she didn't email you like you asked her to, well, you turned against her? Is that what happened? I don't know. Maybe. You're invited if you want to talk about this on a live hangout. What it is that you do that's so amazing for this so-called community that doesn't exist for the people around Sv3rige that he's supposedly taking advantage of. Well, you don't think she enjoys traveling around the world, not working? So maybe there's some friction and some problems, you know, like in all of your relationships with women before you learn how to treat them. How to swallow your fucking pride and ego and realize that people are different, especially women, from men. Like people are sitting here pretending like they've never had relationship issues. Fuck. It took me like 31 or 2 years to finally fucking learn how to treat a woman properly. You know what I mean? So, you know, all this virtue signaling out there, you guys ain't doing shit. You're not helping any of these people. You're just patting yourself on the back. You got some, you know, you get a fucking hard on because Ali comes on. And you think she's hot. You're attracted to her. You want a white knight. You sympathize. You know, I understand the urge. I understand the feeling. I know. Trust me, I know. Especially you young guys. Are the ones that just ain't getting laid because you don't know how to fucking treat a woman. So you project that onto Sv3rige, and I'm not saying he does. I'm not. Clearly, he doesn't. I see that, but me getting on here and bashing him for it, what do you think that's going to do? If either one of them sees that, that's just going to create more friction between the two of them. That's just going to create more problems. And if you really care about Luna suffering, well, you sure as hell ain't doing anything to prevent that. You're actually fanning the flames. If you truly cared, you do your best to keep your fucking mouth shut and try to contact these people privately if you truly cared about their well-being. But you don't. You're just virtue signaling. And I'm not saying that some of you don't care and, you know, you're just helpless, hopeless, and you just have a knee-jerk reaction and you say what you say without really thinking about it. That's fine. I'm not trying to say that this is all black and white, right? I get it that there are shades of gray here too, but it's like, you know, you guys are sitting there watching Sv3rige's channel because he's saying a lot of the things that you agree with, and you're ignoring the rest. You know, all of this just blew up all of a sudden. Like what, Ali wasn't aware of the fact that the guy is potentially dangerous? That there's something that he's disturbed. He's clearly disturbed. He has issues he needs to work through. Do you think a good psychologist, somebody who cares, attacks their patient? Or do they try to, you know, talk to them, get them to open up and help them out? I mean, when you watch these videos where he's talking about, you know, touching a girl that passed out or something along those lines, you know what I mean? Like, that's him sitting on a psychologist's couch and reaching out for help. What do you think that is? And yeah, maybe from that follow some really odd conclusions about how the world is and all, and yeah, it goes into this weird natural versus unnatural realm, and he tries to find justifications for why these things are happening and maybe how they're okay. Yeah, okay, fine. Clearly the kid is disturbed and he's reaching out. So for Frank to air that out and try to paint him like this evil person when he's really just reaching out for help, that's not cool. You know what I mean? You're not exposing anything. He admits to these things. You're not discovering anything, Frank. You're just airing out you're not even doing that. You're just judging him in front of your audience that's more sympathetic to you, that's going more of whom are going to take your side because you want to be the good guy. I don't see how Frank is the good guy here, and I'm not saying that Sv3rige is either. There are positive and negative things about them, just as there are about me, and definitely you listening. So, yeah, feel free to get all butthurt because I don't say everything that you want to hear, some of you. But that's exactly the problem. You're so bigoted and extreme and closed-minded that you aren't willing to, once you make up your mind, even though, and you know, this aligns perfectly with these dietary changes, these jumps from one extreme to the next that people make, right? You go from loving and supporting Sv3rige to hating and bashing him in a matter of a couple of videos from Frank, right? So you're admitting that you were wrong, completely wrong about the guy before, right? And now you're in the total opposite extreme, and you're once again convinced that you're completely right when before you were convinced that you were right too, right? Even though you went from one extreme to the next, at both of those times in your little journey of discovery there, you thought you were completely right, even though these are complete opposite stances, right? Meanwhile, me, myself, and I'm squarely in the middle, exactly where I was from the very beginning to where I am now. My position hasn't changed, right? But I'm the one who's wrong. Okay, keep telling yourself that. So, you know, I never felt the desire to expose Sv3rige because, I mean, everything that he is that we know of him was in his videos, right? Did you not see it? Well, then you're the dummy, not me. So you can't expose the guy, really? I mean, obviously there's some details that we may not be privy to. But unless there's footage, unless you have paperwork with his signature on it, unless you have, at the very least, some audio, all of which can be manipulated, obviously, then it's just he say, she say. Bullshit. I mean, who is this alley girl? I've never seen her before. I'm just gonna believe her because what? Because some of what she says sounds credible. Sv3rige drinks water? Oh wow, really? You didn't know that? Even though he's on video drinking water? You didn't know he was drinking water? Like, what is wrong with you people? What is the matter with your observational skills? Are you that fucking dumb? What happens to people who don't drink water? What happens? Come on now. They die. And yes, milk is water too, dummy. And if you go from relative humidity of, I don't know, 60 in Germany right now, to the fucking Arizona desert where you can't get raw milk, guess what, motherfucker? You're gonna drink some water. But you guys are acting like you fucking discovered something when you're really just showing me how fucking dumb you are. Anyway, man, I don't see a lot of love or caring for Luna or anybody, okay? I see a whole bunch of... And look, I'm not saying everybody's like this. I'm not. So don't get me wrong. Look, if I'm talking about you, then why are you getting mad, right? Think about that. So I don't see all this caring for Luna's safety. And, you know, I mean, she's a grown woman, no? Well, you don't think she's getting anything out of this? I mean, I don't know. Look, I don't even care to speculate. I'm sorry. Like, it's... I hear all this, like, oh, poor Luna, this and that, and then those same people are saying stupid Luna, and it's just like, well, I mean, make up your fucking mind, you know what I mean? Because I'm exactly where I was from the very beginning when it comes to someone like Sv3rige, okay? So I'm still watching this channel. I still enjoy a lot of his videos. Some of them I don't. And I'm still getting the same shit I always got. Disturbed, crazy, potentially dangerous guy who knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to diet. More so than 99.9% of people out there. That's where I am at. That's where I was from the very beginning to this point in time. Okay? And the same goes for Sv3rige Tufano. Well, not exactly, but you know, kind of a queer, narcissistic, self-absorbed, you know, Greek god wannabe. Insecure 5'8" guy with, you know, a penis to match. And it shows. But his dietary advice is spot on. It's pretty good. Not saying it's perfect, but, you know, that's where he and Sv3rige align. And I thought this was supposed to be the carnivore community, like some of you dweebs out there saying. Well, if this is a carnivore community, why are we not talking about mate? Why do we have to? And we do. Well, we don't, but I choose to. Because I don't like it. Because there's always a moral to every story. And a good story, right? And hopefully a happy ending too. So, those are just my thoughts, man. And I think a lot of you got that, understood what I was talking about, and, you know, some of you just got into your fucking feelings. Because that's what little boys and little girls do. Anyway, nothing but the best to Luna, Sv3rige, Frank, his fam, and everybody around them, right? Hope you guys live, you know, happily ever after and forever. And if you're truly interested in positive change and like helping each other out and communicating and not just talking about each other behind each other's backs like a bunch of bitches, well, then you'll get on a live stream together and you'll have a conversation about whatever. Maybe just meat, or maybe just each other's meat. Because both of y'all are fruity in my book. I could be wrong, but both of you are gay as fuck. That's just my opinion. You know, so if you are all that you're cracked up to be, and it's true what you say, that you do care about the health and wealth of everybody, well, you'll fucking get on a live stream and have a chat and figure this shit out. Or just do it in private. You don't have to do it in front of everybody, but you know, that will get a lot of views, guys. So, you know, figure it out. Please? Pretty please? That's all I got to say.